Hi, I'm Reverend Cindy Pincus. I'm teaching how to lead ceremony, and this is what we'll be discussing in Module 4, which is what happens during ceremony. So this is the really fun part because, in all kinds of ceremonies, anything could happen. And this is where your value as a leader and ability to roll with the punches, as they say, and just be attentive to and responsible to the things that happen really come up. This is great work. This is where the fun of ceremonies happen. This is where magic can happen, where spirit can get involved. And so it's just so important to be comfortable with, I've set the ceremony this way and then I'm ready for something beautiful to happen. This is where, spirit comes in and does something even bigger than we could have planned ourselves. So we'll be talking about ceremony as a temple, a temporary temple, and how to build that temple so that it leaves enough space for that magic to happen, but is a good enough container for when the magic happens that it doesn't completely derail the ceremony. For example, someone standing up in a wedding and saying, I object to the bride and groom getting married, or the groom and bride, and what do you do when that happens? It could be a big, beautiful, magical moment, That's just a simple example, the thing every minister is afraid of, but rarely happens. We'll talk about starting with the sacred pause of ceremony and coming into present time, which can really help bring people here and leave out energies of the past and the future. We'll definitely talk about how to open and close ceremonies with good intention, because that's part of holding what happens in ceremony. Now it's started, this is the time for things to happen, and now it's closed. So, the container, the things that are going to happen are complete for now, and people are welcome to come back to ordinary reality after they've been, in a ultra ordinary space or extraordinary space. We'll also talk about, now this is really important, honing your personal intuition and tools for reading the room, both with your 5/6 senses. I include the heart as one of the senses, but also with your clairvoyant or psychic senses. How to set up little tools around the room so that you're aware of the energy about to come up or get big, or, you see something happening around a room and you become aware of it before it becomes a problem so that you can respond to it and let it have a big, beautiful process. We'll also talk about how to create a felt sense of safety in spiritually, emotionally challenging situations. So, it's not always very helpful for someone to be like, you're safe here, you're safe with me. And that can help, that's a good indicator, but let's talk about how to really create that felt sense of safety so that people know that they can have an experience or a process, or someone next to them can have a big experience or process, and they're like, I know that this container has got it, which is really important. So, for what happens during ceremony, we'll also talk about what elements you want to intentionally include in your ceremony. A prayer, a ritual. Do you want to have elements like fire or water? If you're outside, do you want to take a moment to include the things that are around you? What is it that you're actually planning during your ceremony? So, that's the skeleton, the support system of ceremony. I call it the structured places. Do you want to have prayers marking the changing of time? I split a lot of my ceremonies into quarters, demarcated by prayers that say, now we're moving into this part of the ceremony. So that's as important as the spaces where you just let things naturally emerge. And so we'll go through all those different things that really make a difference in the intentional structure of ceremony, as well as how to let those things be loose, let those things be flexible, so that, okay, this interesting process is happening in the ceremony. I'm going to be flexible on my structured part, which is super helpful and can be really impactful during ceremony. And then, we'll also talk about formats for personal and group prayer, how to get other people involved at certain points in the ceremony, bring their offerings forward, their music, their prayers, their offerings to the altar or to the purpose of the ceremony. Getting other folks involved can be a big part of what happens during ceremony, both intentionally and leaving room for spontaneous offerings, spontaneous ways for people to get involved. So that's a little bit of what we're going to touch on. And again, the course is How to Lead Ceremony, and I'll see you there.